Hello and welcome back to another video. So today, it's been a little while since we've done a video like this, but now that the main scenario quest of Endwalker is finished, we can get started with looking to the future. And now, that's what we're going to be doing today, because recently, a couple of days ago, there was a live letter detailing what's going to be happening in patch 6.1, which is what we're going to be looking through today. Now, before we get into it, please do hit like on the video and do subscribe as well. It's completely free and helps me out an absolute ton. But having said that, let's look into what's coming up next for the Warrior of Light. I'm going to be referencing this article here from GameSpot, so there'll be a link to that in the description. But as we can see from the image here, this is what this patch is called. So, can I move over? Yeah. That's a better one. Newfound Adventure, scheduled to be released in mid-April. So next, we're looking about a month's time, five, 6 weeks time, which is very, very interesting. And we can see from the image here, we've got obviously the Warrior of Light and all the different forms that we saw in A Realm Reborn, and an Endwalker, and Shadowbringers, Stormblood, Heaven's Ward. Stormblood again. So it looks like we're traveling to places, so perhaps we're going to some new areas. So let's get back to here, and we could see that we were given some screenshots here of Tataru and Estinian. So it looks like Tataru is sat in the rising stones by the looks of it, eating as per usual, which is good. And then we've got Estinian in some different clothes, which I haven't seen him in before. I'm not entirely sure if that's armor or not, but he's armed. And a massive scroll of parchment. I'm guessing, I don't really know, but I'm thinking that is probably a map of some sort. So maybe we are adventuring somewhere else, and I do think that is generally the idea for this next our next adventure, is that we are adventuring for the sake of adventure. We're not we don't need to save the world anymore because it's been saved. But yeah, it looks like I think we were told prior that Tataru was going to be, we were told prior in an earlier live letter that we would be that the new quest would involve Thancred and Kryl, but obviously from these screenshots it's also going to involve Estinian and Tataru. But yeah, we will have to wait and see what comes from that, but that is going to be very, very interesting indeed. I think it really does seem like it's going to be a new beginning for the Warrior of Light and all the characters and the Scions. But let's move on, and there's going to be a new side quest in patch 6.1 as well. I would advise, if you haven't finished Endwalker yet, this is a bit spoilery, so may possibly skip this little bit. So basically, this new side quest is going to be called Tataru's Grand Endeavor series, and it will start. Yoshida said at the end of 6.0 we had everyone that the Warrior of Light saved and helped throughout their adventures, so this side quest line will somewhat be focusing on showing them appreciation for supporting us. So essentially all of the characters that we saw towards the end of Endwalker in Charlian, we're going to be kind of getting, I guess, some payoffs and celebrations of those characters that we have been we had adventured with throughout the years. Then moving from that, but I guess, and that is a side quest, so that is optional content. But I think that's a really good little thing to do. Obviously I think that's a side quest simply because we want to have Yoshida wants to have the main scenario quest being we are moving away from the last saga, but I think it's good to have that payoff be there for the people who want it. Next up, we have new tribal quests, new beast tribes. So we're going to have, can I say this properly, the Arcasadora beast tribe will be added. But to be able to use that, you have to complete the Thavnair quests, Stepchild, and What's in a Parent. And then patch 6.2, Beast Tribe quests will be named Tribal quests. Okay, so, yes, so we're going to have the Arcasadora Beast Tribe will be added in 6.1, having to complete all the quests, a couple of quests in Thavnair, and then saying in patch 6.2 Beast Tribes will be renamed to Tribal quests. Which is, I guess, makes sense. I wouldn't necessarily call the Arcasadoras beasts, really. They're not really beasts. So, cool. I think the tribal quest is or the tribal quests are I think referring to them as just tribes makes a lot more sense. And yes, big news. I'm sure this excited a lot of people who have seen this already, but we're getting a new Hildibrand Adventures in 6.15. So more information we're going to be getting in the next live letter, but we do know this questline is coming back, and this questline is a fan favourite because it is obviously very comical. So yes, but as we can see from the image of Hildibrand in the ground, this looks a lot like Lakeland, so this is Shadowbringers territory, and there hasn't been a Hildibrand quest since Stormblood, and they said that they were asked a lot during the 6.0 interviews, especially overseas media, when is Hildibrand coming back, and that was said by Maroki, and Yoshida added, I feel like I was asked about Hildibrand at every opportunity. In a fun piece of info, Yoshida said Hildibrand cutscenes are heavy on our budget. Oh, okay. So yes, Hildibrand's at a heavy cost, I suppose, but I do think the quests are worth it. I think it's very interesting to see that Hildibrand is obviously stuck in the ground, which looks like in Lakeland, so in Shadowbringers territory. So how did he get to the first? I don't know, but I suppose we'll find out. I'm sure Yoshida would like to find out, actually, having said that, but anyway, there's not much more information coming out until the next live letter, so we'll have to revisit that when that happens. There will be a new Omega Beyond the Rift in 6.1, during 6.1, so not necessarily coming next, but before 6.2 there will be a new Omega Beyond the Rift. As for what the story will be, you should have said once you clear the Omega Raid story, you play through the Ultimate Thor story from 6.0. We felt like we could add a quest that clarifies a little more on the connections made there. So it's just kind of a bridging quest, it seems like. Now, this is huge improvement, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about, and that is the MSQ improvements to the A Realm Reborn quest, which I think is much needed. So we've already had, a couple of years ago, they trimmed down the A Realm Reborn quests, and we're getting even more pruning, or not necessarily pruning, but we're getting even more improvements. So what we're getting is trust system for the main scenario duties. So 4-player dungeons from patch 2.0 will be clearable with NPCs. You do not have to do them solo. And Yoshida also says, as for whether we'll see the trust system for larger party duties, Yoshida said, Alliance raids and 8-player content is too much to cover. We'll try to get 8-player content done for 7.0, but Alliance raids won't be happening, which I think makes a lot of sense. So they're going to try to make the trust system work for the A Realm Reborn trials. So yeah, so Alliance raids have 24 players in, and to get the AI working correctly for 24, I think it's far too much work. So that makes a lot of sense. I think this is very exciting, actually, and I think this is going to be very interesting. And I do wonder, we do have a picture of it down here, and you can see that, I mean, I can't read Japanese, but these are the initial A Realm Reborn quests, dungeon quests, and you have your party members. It just says, Eager Conjurer, Eager Lancer, and Eager Thaumaturge. I'm wondering if they'll add characters in from the main scenario quest into doing these into the trust system, adding some extra narrative to what's going on at that point in time. I think that'd be very interesting. And I also think this is very nice for the people that, like, there's a lot of Final Fantasy fans out there that aren't necessarily fans of MMOs or multiplayer and just want to play it as a single player experience as possible, and now that is absolutely the case. You get your party system much like you do in any other Final Fantasy game, and you can play through that content in the way you want to, and I think that's awesome to have that options there. Also, Haku Manor, there's a teleporter now. So yes, it says in Haku, once you're done with the boss in the basement, it is normal to return, but how is the sprite supposed to know that? Yeah, I remember doing Haku Manor as a sprout and finishing and then people disappearing. I didn't know how to return, so me and another person tried to run back and then obviously we got killed and we got very confused, but got through it in the end. But yes, I think having that little teleporter there is a very nice little touch, and it's going to save a little bit of confusion for the sprouts. It would have saved me some at the time, but never mind. Cape Westwind, from an 8-player duty, this trial will now be a one player instance duty. Fine, yes, makes sense. Then Castrum Meridianum. This will not be an 8-player duty either anymore, and now be a 4-player dungeon. So that's nice. That is a 4-player dungeon, so there's less queue times for people going through this main scenario quest, which is good. And also, well, yeah, you can just use the trust system and blast through it. So that's excellent. Now, this next bit, I think, is a really, really good decision. That the Praetorium will now be turned into 3 separate duties, apart from being one massively long duty. From the start to the Gaius battle, Prey will become a 4-person dungeon. The ultimate battle will be an 8-player trial, and the final La Habrea battle will be a solo quest battle. I think this makes a lot of sense because, I mean, I know you got very good rewards for doing the Praetorium, but it was very long for people who are having to go back through it, and obviously that did hinder people who were going through it for the first time because it meant how many people wanted to do it. So splitting it up into 3, I think, makes a lot of sense, and having one part of that being able to just deal with the trust system, and the other part, the last part, you just do on your own anyway. I think that's a much, much better choice. Now, it also says, now, obviously, there's a lot of people who would like to do this because they can get a good amount of experience and they just sit there and watch Netflix, basically. Basically, they are thinking of removing the MSQ duty roulette, but they're not going to do it yet. Because compared to other dungeons and other trials, they are still longer. There is still more exposition in those, but they were going to adjust the rewards. So we'll have to wait and see what that looks like. And there'll be a new dungeon in 6.1, but we don't know anything about it yet. Yoshida says if we tell you the name, it might give away too much already, so we're not giving you the dungeon name, so we're just going to have to wait and see. And a new trial, Endsinger's ARR 6.1. There'll be an extreme version of the Endsinger trial, so expect planets thrown at you again. Yes. So, yeah, wait for that. And a new Alliance Raids myth. New Alliance Raid Myths of the Realm 1, 6.1. In this set of Alliance Raids, we're going to finally begin investigating the secrets of the 12 gods of Eorzea. So I do remember them talking a little bit about this when they announced Endwalker a year ago. Yeah, it was a year ago. And we can see that these are, I guess these statues here are the gods, possibly, and essentially the 12 gods, I believe, are star signs, essentially. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And we're going to get a new ultimate duty for the Dragon Song Reprise. So it quotes here, Mr. Ozma, which is Final Fantasy's battle content director, Masaki Noir, designed the fight. Yoshida said, I have tested each phase alone already. It was scary. I think we're starting the 8 people play testing next week. I know there'll be many progression streams, so I hope everyone can somehow enjoy this content. Somehow. I hope you can somehow enjoy it. Yeah, but that looks interesting for people who like doing that. That looks incredible. Obviously, Heaven's Ward's amazing, and I'm looking forward to that. So there's going to be new changes in new changes for PvP in 6.1. They're going to include a smaller PvP mode called Crystalline Conflicts, and there's going to be PvP action improvements and adrenaline rush for each job, and a new reward system, which I'm interested to see what that will be. Also, the feast will end in 6.1, and the nitty-gritty details of the PvP will be shared in the next live letter. So I'm excited for that, because I actually enjoy PvP quite a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the new reward system will be and what the new mode is. I'm very excited for that. Now, we're also going to be getting new character profile feature adventure plates. Very wordy. Also in 6.1, these were all previously called calling cards. Basically, the feature makes it so you could show off your character build and outfits. It says, originally I wanted to show you today what you could do with these features, but they all looked like they weren't finished. That's said by Yoshida. You can have a gear set to which you assign a glam plate, and additionally you can assign an adventure plate. So your introduction can be different for every job. So it's kind of semi-vague, I suppose, so I guess we will have to wait. I guess that will be shown off in the next live letter once they've polished it a little bit more. So this is cool. And this next bit is really nice. It's a new UI system for the Unending System, which is essentially we can go and you can see the unending story and stuff. You can see like previous cutscenes or whatever. So essentially it's a new glossary or encyclopedia for you as the adventurer. It says it's a glossary so you can keep up with your characters and terms that were introduced so far in the story. New entries will be added when you progress further in the story. Won't be in time with the implementation of everything this patch, but we'll keep updating it, so it's not going to be completely finished and up to date in 6.1, but I think that's a really nice thing, particularly for new players going through who might forget what certain things are, or for players who have had a break and are coming back. Excellent. Very, very pleased with that. There's going to be 5 extra Glamour plates, so you can save more of your outfits. You're also going to be able to equip your plates in every sanctuary now. And it says, Yoshida says, we're trying to double the glam dresser from 400 slots to 800, which is great. But that'll be in patch 6.2, so I'll have to wait a bit longer for that. But yes, it's very easy to fill that dresser up over a period of time, so that's excellent news. And also there's some new, there's a little list of some extra things that's worth mentioning. So there's going to be some more role quests for 6.1. I think that is if you complete all the role quests for every role, so the melee DPS, range DPS, healer, and tank, you will get another quest, which is really cool. There's going to be job adjustments, the new Unreal trial of Ultima's Bane, new custom deliveries, housing in Ishgard finally arrives. I'm looking forward to getting my apartment because there's no way I'm getting a house. Data travel. I've been waiting for this for ages. I'm very, very happy about this. Finally, we can actually play together. That's awesome. New hairstyles for Hearthgirl and Viera. New Game Plus additions. New data center travel changes. A new market board improvements and Mog Station update. You can try outfits on before purchasing now, which I think is very, very good. But yes, I think 6.1 is just positives all around, and it's not too far away. Only about a month away-ish from the recording of this video. And I'm very, very excited. I'm particularly excited to do these A Realm Reborn, go through all these A Realm Reborn dungeons again. Particularly as playing different roles, playing maybe as a tank and a healer, and I can practice before I unleash my terrible ability on actual people. That I'm excited for. And the new Glamour plates is excellent, definitely, and PvP as well. That's going to be fantastic. Let me know in the comments below, what are you looking forward to most in 6.1, and obviously Hildibrand as well. I think for me, I'm looking forward to just seeing what's next in the main scenario quest. I think that, and that's kind of like my main thing in Final Fantasy XIV, is doing the story, and seeing where we're going next is something that I'm very, very excited for and cannot wait to delve into. But yes, let me know what you're looking forward to most in 6.1 in the comments below. And yes, I'm going to leave the video there. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do click like if you liked it, and if it informed you, and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to have plenty more news videos, live letter breakdowns are going to be on this channel. We're going to be doing guides, we're going to be doing you know, loads of stuff I've got planned for this channel. So please do subscribe, and yes, I hope to see you in the next video. So thank you very much. Goodbye.